Hello and welcome back to the 7th session of A Night to Remember. We are here with our 3 usuals now. Hopefully they'll stay the usuals. I am also going to be recording as well as live streaming, just so I can, if it cuts out early again, I can post the recording instead of just relying on only the streaming, if that makes any sense. But we will carry on where the party left off. They had just escaped the Shadowlands back into the real world, and were instantly accosted by 2 werewolves, one of which their demon pal Matthew quickly weakened before what's your character's name again? Eldon finished it off. And then they got in their car and they're now proceeding to drive off to see Alex. Alright. So, how
I'm
you
guessing, I was gonna say, what's Kit's character's name again?
Sandy.
What's your name again, Kit?
Sandy.
Sandy, that's the one. You don't have it displayed on Roll20. You've got Kit's character.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's something.
I'm guilty of this as well, actually.
Yeah, that's the GM's thing, so.
Do I have to change it? Okay, I'll change it.
Can I change it?
You should be able to edit.
Maybe.
Wait, I think I can change it.
Name.
It's kind of what you
Oh,
change.
yeah. Salim's has changed, so you should be able to. Oh, well, anyway, I'm gonna go back over here.
There we go.
Alright, so you're heading off over to Alex's place.
Do I have an extra E or not?
Salim just drank some demon blood and healed, and also gained a point in Oblivion, which is fun. What power did you end up taking anyway?
I ended up taking the Binding Fetter.
So that
Which
allows you to
I
see
think
fetters.
is one that allows me to see things that are important to ghosts.
Yeah. It's also important for certain ghost-based rituals. Well, ceremonies, I guess they're called in Oblivion. But yeah, you're heading off to Alex's place. The shit's hit the fan. You're just gonna drive up to his little humble abode.
Yeah.
We'll do the usual kind of approach to make sure we're not being followed and stuff like that.
Before we do it, I'm gonna make sure that we lose anyone that might be following us. So we'll take like random corners and stuff.
Yeah, you're gonna take the long way around. Alright, as you're doing this, it probably takes until around 4 a.m. Before you start approaching his house, and you can see, as you approach it, you notice the entire thing is on fire and surrounded by black vans.
Alright, we're going somewhere different.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we see any people?
Yeah, there's some.
Well, what do we like? When I say black vans, like, is there any like a description other than like anything on them, or is just they're just normal black vans?
They are far from normal. They look sort of more like military vans, and they're all completely black. They have no number plates, and no markings on them at all. And the windows are also completely tinted black.
Yep. Wrong turn.
Alright, yeah, we're leaving.
Shit, I'll take a note of that. And we're leaving.
Yep.
Alright, so let's pull together where we can go. Like, alright, so I guess once we see that it's like, there's random cars, like random vans everywhere.
Yeah.
Drive past, move away, then like park like somewhere else. then we'll discuss where to go.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Well, start discussing away. How far do you go?
Has
Like
anyone
in
taken
kilometer
the
wise?
Haven advantage?
So how far away are you guys going in terms of like kilometers?
About 10-minute drive.
10-minute drive. Okay.
I think we should do more than that.
Half an hour drive.
Okay.
How about... Because we want to go somewhere we know is relatively safe, but far away. Out of our usual stomping ground, where we can rest for the day.
So, okay, how about... can I ask a question to the GM?
Yes. Yeah, you can ask.
So, since I have 2 resources, apparently that includes the. So, do I need to put a? Is that separate from having a?
Haven.
What you call it?
Yeah, it's separate from having Haven. You
Having a haven,
Yeah,
or it
yeah.
does?
It's separate. You'd have to put points actually
Okay.
into Haven to have a Haven. Like it's always assumed you have like a hole or like somewhere
Alright.
ran down to hide, unless you put points in Haven. But or if you have no Haven, then you have to do a roll every day. But if you just default, you'll have like a hole in the ground. It's usually just like big enough for just one person, or like an abandoned office or something.
No, because according to resources, it includes a house.
It shouldn't because
Yeah, but it's not
Haven.
necessarily
A safe
suitable for
house.
you to sleep in.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I
Haven.
guess that's how I'd interpret it.
Yeah, me too. Because
Yeah.
Haven's meant to be its own thing, which is your place you actually rest in.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright.
It'd probably be more so the ability to buy a house, opposed to actually having the house.
Okay.
I'm just loving this mental image that Sandy has a wonderful like house that he saved up and bought. It's just French windows everywhere.
Because you got Haven as a place to sleep safely by day.
Yes.
So I know
Like
when
the only description is 1 dot is a base haven. You have a haven ranging from 1 dot, which is small and likely secure, to 3 dots, which is large and secure, likely private.
And,
But then
and
at the same time, the description for resources. How many dots do you have, Kit?
so
You have a nice apartment / small home with cars.
so I mean, you have a house, I guess.
okay, I guess for now we'll use Streetwise
Yeah, roll streetwise then.
for an abandoned
Street-
somewhere
Let's
safe.
just
Well, just
let's
some-
just roll into a random hotel or something.
I mean, you'd have to then secure it against the day.
Yeah.
That is true.
Do a streetwise
Well,
plus
shady love
what
hotels.
else? Oh, sorry.
I was going to ask if we know anywhere else the sheriff is likely to be.
The club with what's her face? Remember, like right at the beginning of the game, we went to the Luminous. That's the one
Yes.
with Andrea Mercer.
Yes.
We could go there.
Ah, yes. Isn't that like a hunting ground for vampires?
The feeding ground for her and her what do they call them? Like her family, effectively.
Yeah, essentially,
Yeah,
her
her
goals. Yeah.
I'm also gonna make a. Ooh, no, I won't make a phone call. I should
Good
probably check on
idea.
Aubrey.
3. Okay, 3. Yeah, you're from where you currently are. The 2 best places to go would be to either, before dayrise, would either be to go to Luminous or try out your luck at the Prince's place.
I reckon Luminous is probably the
Yeah,
better one. Because Alex was in good terms with the owner, wasn't he?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Because we also Luminous was where we dealt with the problem.
Yeah.
No, Luminous was when we stalked people.
Yeah, and then we followed them out and dealt with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So surely they kind of like us, or at least they appreciate that we did something, because there was some unsanctioned feeding.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Just
they were
remember-
being touched towards us. Like they were pretty.
Okay, either way, we're under the same prince, and Alex's place just got zeroed on, so they're probably going to want to know if they don't already, and if they do know, they might have info for us. Going direct to the prince is probably going a bit too high up the chain of command. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Alright.
As you're
Is
as you're sitting there in your
Potentially a
sorry.
masquerade breach. The sheriff should know.
All right. As
I
you're
just said it is potentially a masquerade breach. The sheriff should know.
I mean, the
That's
sheriff's
true.
house is on fire currently.
Okay, so anyone tried contacting bloody Alex?
Okay. So anyway,
What
as I was
have we
going to
done?
say,
Okay,
sorry.
I'll give him a call.
Okay. Yeah. And so the phone is just deadlines. But as you're sitting there trying to call him, you're all sitting in your car. You
Cool.
just hear a knock on the window.
Hello, Uber.
yeah. You turn out, and Alex is
Who's standing outside the car?
Look out!
yeah. Alex is literally standing outside the car holding a skull, and then he puts her down.
Open the door and let him in. Let's go for a drive.
Yeah, he jumps in. The car's getting very crowded at the moment. There's currently what six people in here.
Posey, there's 6 of us in it, and it's what?
It's like a regular 5-seater.
Yeah, this is like some random guy's car that we just
Yeah.
stole, by the way.
I-
Actually, no.
I'm just-
This was
I'm
one of
just
the
waiting.
werewolf's car that we stole.
It is.
Everyone, search the car. Search the car for clues.
You don't really. You
What's that,
probably,
Jesse?
yeah, you probably don't have much.
Just that I can just see Salim like breathing in as much as he can and wondering who's gonna end up in whose lap.
I'm driving. There's
Alright. Alright, Alex, what's going on?
So he sort of said, you notice like his clothes are slightly singed. He's like, he just looks at you. He just holds out his hand. Pass me all your phones.
Passing my phone.
Yeah,
also my phone.
yeah.
I'm guessing they're being
Yeah,
tracked.
I'm gonna pass him mine.
Okay, as you do so, he literally just crushes them all up into like just dust in his bare hands.
Yeah,
He goes, yeah.
figured.
You know, the second Inquisition sort of droned,
Gotcha,
zeroed in
let's go.
on me. I think probably the best place to go would be. We don't have much time, but well, the prince is in the city at the moment, and the seneschal's currently there, and I don't trust that asshole. So, where were you guys thinking of hiding out for the night or day, I guess?
Either the Luminous or someplace else.
Okay, that's probably not too bad.
Sorry, I didn't catch. Who doesn't he trust?
He doesn't trust the seneschal.
Which is the owner of the Luminous.
No, the seneschal is the prince's second in command, who's currently residing as
Right.
prince since the prince is gone.
Alright.
I would like to bring Alex up to speed with regards to the freaky tree and the werewolves.
Okay.
Because again, I feel like that's a potential masquerade breach, so something he should know about.
All right, what's your?
Alright, let's head up to the Luminous and we'll brief Alex on our adventures on the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I want you to do this in character. What are you actually saying, word for word? Because how what you say is pretty important.
Okay. So, all right. I'm gonna say. I think these two, they told me about something weird happening with a tree before, someone being made into a tree, something like that. Well, it happened again. In the middle of the parking lot in the bar these guys go to. There's some kind of cult, I didn't really study this stuff that much. A Lilith cult. We managed
he just
to talk
sort of
to
looks and goes.
one of them.
He says a Bahari. Is that the word you're looking for?
That's the word, yes. We managed to talk to one of them. She said that they were doing this to nodists, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And it's getting kind of public. I am worried that if they're doing this out in the open, it's gonna draw attention and be a problem with the masquerade. She also implied that they might be gunning for us specifically. And while we were trying to deal with the tree, some lupines appeared and did what lupines do. And I kind of gesture vaguely to myself and everyone else's injuries.
Yeah, he looks around at you and he's just sort of nodding the whole time.
Middle of the parking lot.
Well, that's their own issue.
Middle of the parking lot could be
yeah.
great.
Well, we don't have to concern ourselves with the.
I'd like them to check. Like, what about?
What? Sorry.
What about the ghosts? Like, I input like about like there's something to do with ghosts or something.
Yeah, the Bahari are doing something with ghosts.
Okay, that is actually useful to know. Okay, we don't actually have any. Well, to my knowledge, there's no Hecata in the city. So I'm not quite sure. At least one is snuck in and is a Bahari as well. I'd have to check on that. But that is good to know. That actually explains a lot. Explains a lot indeed, actually. And as you finish up, you sort of approach Luminous now, and you can just sort of there's like a underground parking lot that you can go and park into. And as you do, I guess you guys are just going to head up to the penthouse, or I guess up to the nightclub. First and foremost.
Before we get, like, once everyone's out, I'd like to basically search the whole car.
Alright, it is approaching.
It's the lupine car.
Yeah, it's approaching daylight now, but you can do a quick search. So give me There's an investigation skill, isn't there?
Yep.
Yeah. Can I help him out?
Yep. Oh shit, what's the rules for assisting? So, investigation. So it'd probably be intelligence plus investigation. What's the rules for assisting?
One die.
I'm just seeing what the rules for assisting is. Maybe it would be better if you assist Salim instead.
Yeah. Yeah, just like I ask everyone how yeah, search every nook and cranny of the car for anything we might anything useful.
So Alex sort of gets out and he's just like, so whose car is this exactly?
Yay! Werewolf car.
Okay, fair enough then. And as you're doing it, he's gonna also roll to investigate as well, I guess. He might as well.
Here's your rule on teamwork. If two or more characters can effectively work together tasks such as investigating a crime scene or tag teaming a mark in a confidence game, roll the largest pool among the participants, adding one additional die for each character assisting.
Okay.
That has at least one dot in the skill involved.
Oh, okay. All right. So who
Okay, so
has?
I've got a 2 intelligence and a 2 investigation.
Okay, so
Yeah, then
okay, so
you have
which
the
one?
biggest pull.
Yeah. No, actually, Alex has the biggest pull. Did sorry.
Oh, okay.
Did Eldon?
Excuse me, the NPC is stronger than all of you.
Yeah. Did Eldon? Did you have anything in the
I have
investigation?
no.
Not a single point.
Okay, so he'll have 6 die then. Okay, sweet.
I don't have one either.
Okay, let's roll that. Oh, I have.
Yeah.
I just rolled regularly. I didn't. Okay, it doesn't matter.
So
I can
just
count.
the strong one. It's
It's taking its time. Okay, sweet. So, okay, he critted. So
Nice.
4, 5,
That's a-
6. Okay, so you guys all he just directs you to basically all of you just like pull out the seats and rip the lever open. And then he will like go like under the car and stuff. And as you're searching, you're just like literally ripping it apart. You find a couple of very odd looking items, and Salim can tell that one of them is not a fetter. Well, actually, no. For both of them, you can tell that neither of them are fetters, but they do sort of have like a spiritual resonance to them. One of them is like a.
Okay.
One of them is like a. It's a 6-shot revolver. It's like a really heavy looking gun, and it is a heavy look. It has a heavy gun. The barrel's like really thick and enforced, and along it has lots of like intricate carvings and like runes etched into it. The handle is made out of like ivory, and then the gun itself is sort of. It's almost like a black. It's like almost a very dark black steel, like someone's done a black tar over it. And as you're holding the gun, you sort of turn it around. You see in certain lights, the runes will sort of shimmer silver, like really briefly. And the other item is a doll. It looks like it's like a handmade sort of fetishy type doll.
I'm gonna pick out both of those, and I'm just gonna say, yeah, these look weird. There's something about these that's off.
Alex will go like, I
Can
can
you
do
guys see it?
Yeah, he'll look at them and he goes, well, I can do some blood sorcery rituals later. Well, tomorrow. It's getting pretty late for us, so we should probably head up to the apartment. Do we have anything to carry them into? Sorry, I didn't manage to grab a bag. I sort of just ran out there as fast as I could.
Anyone has a bag.
If none of you guys have a bag, Salim will take off his jacket and just wrap them in that.
I was just gonna take my shirt off and go in shirtless, but if you got a jacket, then go for it.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. And yeah. So he sort of just like wraps them up, bundles them.
So he
quickly, and then he'll hand them back to you, and he'll just sort of nod. He's just like, we'll try to keep them safe. When we get up, do you want to call your ghoul? And he looks at Eldon.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah. All right. And he sort of looks at he'll look at his ghoul and just nod, and she sort of walks up to the elevator and like lifts up the control panel, and then like pulls out like a small like microphone, and then like flicks it open, and then she starts speaking in a language you probably don't understand. I'm guessing Salim's the only one who's multilingual, knowing Arabic and English. I'm guessing.
I have. Well, I think you could take an extra language like at character creation, whatever your thing, but Yeah, Salim has English, Arabic, and Hindi.
Okay, yeah, you the
Well,
language.
actually, I can't remember if I took Hindi or Tamil, but
You probably, you wouldn't. You don't know the. I'm gonna because you'll have linguistics as on your sheet, hey.
yeah,
Do you want to give me an intelligence plus linguistics?
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Cool.
linguistics and
Let
ability?
me just find where the hell is linguistic.
I don't know.
It'll be.
Okay.
It's obviously your. You'll have it as a merit.
Okay, academics or something.
Yeah. You could just do an intelligence.
I'm just trying to find where that is on the sheet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then-
Okay, so that's 1 dot. So
Oh yeah. So you'd know one other language. So yeah, that'd be your English and. Because you'd need 2 dots to know 3 languages.
no, I'm pretty sure the character creation says you get 2 languages to start with.
Oh really? Oh okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Sweet
Yeah.
as. You.
2 successes.
So you can identify the language as Farsi. Obviously you don't know it yourself though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and as she's speaking, eventually the elevator sort of comes down and you'll pile on in and head on up to Luminous. So obviously Salim hasn't been here before, so when you come out of the elevators, you're basically on what's the word? You're on like a sort of a level overlooking the main bar area. Opposite there is another second level. The bar's completely empty at the moment. The nightclub's emptied. There's a dance floor off to your left on the lower level, and then these sort of tables and stuff all around. And then the bar is on the other side, exact opposite the dance floor, and that's slightly elevated. When you come down the stairs, you'll enter sort of in between the seated area and the bar. So yeah, as you come down, hang on, I have to get their names up again. Is it Aubrey? No, Aubrey's your character. No, Bells. Where is it? Play contacts. Sabat. No, it's not Sabat. Camilla. Oh, here, Luminous. Oh yeah, Andrea. So yeah, Andrea will be. She's standing, sort of sitting at the bar. And then all 3 of her ghouls are there as well. And they as you approach, one of the ghouls comes up and she introduces himself as Lucas, and he's going to basically show you to where you can sleep for the night, as Alex is going to talk to Andrea before heading off as well. So it's probably like 5 o'clock in the morning. It's about an hour until the sun starts coming up. Is there anything you want to do quickly in the last hour?
Sleep time.
Yeah.
I think we should all take a nap and try and heal some of this aggravated damage.
Like last hour. Nah, I'll just do it tomorrow.
Did you? Obviously, you also wanted
Yeah,
to.
I
last-
think Salim.
Yeah,
I'm like on my last thought. Also, I'm like, fuck that. I'm good.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, as you're walking, Lucas, he's the large guy who works as the bouncer. He has a scar along his left side of his face. Who had Bloodhound? It was Eldon had. Yeah. Do you want to do a roll for that? I can't remember what it was. It's just awareness plus wits, isn't it?
Resolve plus awareness.
Resolve plus awareness. All right. You want to roll that for me?
Flat DC 3, I believe.
Yeah. Ooh, nah. So you don't.
So
pick
that's
up.
a no.
Yeah, you don't pick up on his resonance. Yeah, and as you're walking, he sort of he opens up 2 rooms, and he just sort of goes. in a Scottish accent. I'm not going to try to do a Scottish accent. He just says, "Is there anything you need to do before you go?"
Nope. I'm gonna turn in for the night. I need to sleep. Oh, I need to contact my ghoul. Sorry, that's the one thing I have to do.
Yeah, he'll nod, and he just sort of signals with
I'll
his
shake
fingers
my
to
head.
follow
I'm
him.
turning in.
Yeah, and then he'll sort of signal for Aldon to follow him, and then you guys can go into your rooms. You will be sharing, obviously. Who you want to share with is up to you. So Aldon, yeah, he takes you to sort of the end, and he'll take you to a sort of small office area, and there's a phone and computer in there.
Yep, sounds good. So I'll give Aubrey a call.
All right, yeah, yeah. She calls you guys. Oh, hey, yeah, I managed
Pretty
to.
much tell her stay low.
Oh, did something happen when I left?
Sorry, Second Inquisition found Alex. We need to stay low for a while.
Oh shit, where are you hanging at the moment? I can
What
make
happened
my way
after
there.
we We're at the Luminous. Do you remember what that is?
Oh yeah, I can make my way there. I guess I'll see you tomorrow night then. I'll head there after uni.
Yep. Sounds good.
Alright.
And what happened after? You said you're going to say something.
Oh yeah, I just want to know, did...
What happened after we left? With,
Yeah, she wants to know what happened after after she left.
No, because I just remember there was that person there as well that had their eyes missing.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
We sent her home. We got her a taxi.
That's right. Yeah, we got her a taxi.
I patched her up and got her a taxi to wherever the hell she wanted.
Not gonna lie, that's actually good. I was gonna send her to Alex's place. I was like, holy shit! Good thing that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah. I was like,
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, you guys yeah, so she just sort of, I guess you give her the quick rundown of what happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, and she goes,
And just tell her, yeah, come to the Luminous. The bar's probably not safe for now. We'll just have to make an excuse to the boss.
yeah, no, fair enough. Fuck. Alright, well, I'll see you tomorrow night then. And yeah, she hangs up. And who's sleeping with who?
Yep.
So one of you
Yes,
sleeping with Alex, and who's sleeping with the other one?
I'm not sleeping with Alex. Paper, scissors, rock.
I think,
I'll do it. I don't care.
I think Salim would probably rather be in a room with Alex,
Alright.
who, you know, only possibly theoretically a diabolist, versus the two people he knows definitely are.
Yeah, fair enough.
I guess it's game up again.
All right, Sandy, you want top and tail, or you want to be the big spoon?
I want to be the big spoon this time.
This time?
I haven't done this before.
Just remember the freaking couch from the first episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I've also slept in the van, so we used to sleep close to each other.
Yeah, I am 100% comfortable being this close with you. Don't worry, kid.
Yeah.
So all right, suits me.
Right.
Is it a single bed or a double bed? Out of curiosity.
It's just a single. There's an armchair on the corner
So
though.
It's a single. All right, we're gonna be cozy.
Yeah. There's absolutely no
toilet?
windows. Yeah.
So,
Yes.
Sorry.
Right. Sweet.
All right,
So you sort that out.
I'll hop into bed and get cozy with Sandy.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, and then you two get cozy and snuggle up. And yeah, Salim, you're sitting there, and after a while, Alex walks in, and he sort of looks at you and nods, and he just goes, he says, "You got those items?"
Yeah. Here.
Yeah. All right.
I'll probably have, if there's like a drawer or a wardrobe or something, I'll have just put them out of sight.
There isn't. It's pretty much just a bed, an armchair, and a small table. But
Then I would have put them under the bed.
Yeah. So yeah, as you do so, Alex just goes, all right. He shifts the bed across, and then he like bites his thumb, and he quickly just draws like a magic circle on the floor, puts them in the middle, and then he sort of activates the circle. You sort of see a slight flash, and it sort of burns away, and then the items seem to disappear. And then he puts the bed back over the top of them. And
he's got a bag of holding.
See, he has a dimensional portal thing. That's kind of cool. Man.
He could do. And he sort of just jumps on the middle of the bed, and he's just like, all right, well, I don't really know you very well, but I guess we'll be cozying up for the night. There we go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pick a side and like be incredibly awkward.
All right.
Like, is it intentional? Is the question though?
I
mean, probably, yeah. He's probably just thinking of like other times, other people, and just very strongly aware that he does not know Alex well enough to feel comfortable doing this.
Yeah, and you know he's a Banu Hakim, who are famous diabolists. Although he doesn't have the black veins on him.
Yeah, it's always that bit more awkward when you think someone may cannibalize you.
Yeah, he's sort of looking at you, and after a while, like you're just sort of, I guess you're sort of just like standing there contemplating what to do. He sort of just like lets out like a sort of a amused laugh, like just softly. He goes, "Oh, don't worry, I won't fucking eat you. That wouldn't go well for either of us, to be honest. And plus, I'm already fully fed, so." You, on the other hand, look absolutely fucking ruined.
Yeah, so.
You look worse than when I was in the war.
Yeah. I'm
non-flashbacks.
Well, World War I flashbacks, yeah.
I'm not that tough, but it is. It's better than it was.
Well, I won't ask about that, but I know your whole clan's all about healing, so I assume that had something to do with it.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that. He will like lie down on the bed, but it's kind of going to be one of those things of like just making himself as small as possible, and radiating awkwardness.
So he just sort of like go like fetal position.
Yeah.
He goes, I haven't seen anybody like that since the trenches. And so he sort of shrugs, and then he's just like just lies on his back, and he just like quickly just like instantly just like gets knocked out. And I guess you join in.
I'm picturing him like sprawling.
Pretty much, yeah. He sort of knows he's the he's the sheriff, and he's I don't know, a century older than you, so he's sort of just dominates the bed, and you're just like sort of sitting in the corners, curled up.
Yep. Yep.
How long does it take for Celine to
Yep.
fall asleep?
A lot longer than usual.
Yeah. Okay, you're sitting there,
A
and you
lot
sort
longer
of
than
you
usual.
don't feel anything coming from Alex at all. It's like you're sitting next to a dead body, a very confident, dominating dead body. And after a while, you actually hear the door open up.
Okay. Given that I'm on high alert, I think that would Do I have to roll anything, or can I just wake up?
You're not asleep yet, so yeah, you don't have to roll anything.
Okay. Yeah, I'm up. I want to know what the hell that is.
Yeah, you like jump up and turn it back, and then it's just Alex's goal, and she sort of just like hops back a bit as she sees you, and she's just like carrying a whole bundle of like clothes and like certain like items, and she just like goes, you're still up. I'm just gonna, and she's like just looks at you nervously.
So.
She just looks at you nervously, and she like sort of sighs, goes, I'll just put this here, and I will leave you to it. And then she sort of just quickly scurries out the room again.
Lie back down, take even longer to get to sleep.
Yeah. After a while, like you can hear Alex's girl talking to Aubrey outside as you eventually fall asleep. And so those who have taken aggravated damage, you got to give me 3 rouse checks to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The superficial damage just
Check 1.
goes, doesn't it?
Check 2. Check 3.
Okay, so you've got 2 more hunger. Oh, you got 1 more hunger.
1 hunger.
Yeah. Did
Yeah, because it's a failed roll. That's
yeah, that gets it. Yeah.
That's how does it do? So
So
I
did you
just
take
roll
any aggravated damage? Did Sandy even get hit?
yes.
a lot.
Oh, you did. Okay, yeah, you got to give me 3 rolls. Yeah.
So 2 rolls for 1 rouse.
It's
So
1 aggravated damage, right?
Yeah, that does 1.
No,
aggravated. No, that deals
No,
1.
it's you can only heal 1.
I can only heal 1 aggravated damage.
Yeah,
Per day, yes.
yeah, it
Okay.
takes a while.
2, 3.
Okay, so you gain 1 as
So
well.
I get 1 hunger and a heal.
And last but not least,
I'm gonna go
Celine.
next. Oh shit! I just clicked remorse dice rather than rouse. Whoops.
Right. Ooh, 2 more. You got 2 hunger.
Yep.
Yeah. And then you all got to give me an additional rouse check to actually wake up.
For the day, yep.
Lovely.
Yep. Yay, fun.
Cool, I'm good.
Oh, set up.
Thank God I succeeded on that.
Yeah. So yeah, you heal up a bit, and everybody sort of wakes up, and you're like, well, obviously you're really fucking hungry.
So it's the current time.
So you wake up, and it is 8 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll wake up at the exact same moment, and you get up, and you notice that you each have basically a suit prepared for you. And Alex sort of looks at his.
A suit, nice.
Yeah, you get a suit. Each and
Ooh, soup. Oh, a suit. I thought I said soup. I was like, wait, what?
no,
A bowl
suit.
of hot, fresh soup.
I was like, wait.
I had soup too.
No, a suit. SUIT.
Time to put on the suit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Quick question, storyteller.
Yeah.
Is this suit too tasteful for me?
Uh,
Is it like restrained and like sensible and not made of acid green fake snakeskin?
yes, except the sole exception is there's a waistcoat which is made out of actual snake skin, which you figure is yours because Alex takes the other one.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a full suit. So you get your waistcoat, you got
Yes.
tie, you got a nice shirt, and it's they all seem perfectly perfectly tailored fit for you.
My boy looks fancier than he's ever looked in his life.
Yep. So what do the other two in the other room do?
I put the suit on and rock out. Because
Yeah.
I'm probably going to be looking for Aubrey just to make sure she's still okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go.
I would also like to look for Aubrey, actually.
Yep.
I'm going to like near a supermarket.
A supermarket. Why do you want a supermarket for?
Yeah.
I mean, why do you want a supermarket?
Disposable phones.
Yeah. But go whip up to, I don't know, Target or something. We're meant to be in the US, but I can't even remember any US stores.
I feel like just asking at the Luminous would probably be built. Sorry,
Yeah.
I feel like asking at the Luminous would probably have burner phones.
I didn't think of that, so I'm still going to the supermarket. Oh, so I could like if there's any search for like news about what the fuck happened yesterday. Like see if there's any news. And then so I'm gonna go to the supermarket, get a burner phone, use that burner phone to call up my contact.
Okay.
Yes, I just made up that plan.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, as you yeah, okay, so yeah, I guess you well, I get first off, you'll walk out. You have to sort of walk past. You walk out like a door, like you're in the corridor. You walk out like a door, and you're into like the main club part of the building. And in one of the chairs, eating in a few of the tables is everybody's ghouls plus Matt, who all seem to be eating dinner. And so Aubrey, Matt, and Alex's ghoul are all sitting at the same table, and then the other three ghouls, what's her name again? Audrey? Andrea's ghouls are all sitting together, eating as well. And everyone's wearing a suit. Well, except for Aubrey and Alex's ghoul, who are wearing ball gowns.
Okay.
And everybody's
I'm
suit.
sensing a theme.
Yeah, everybody's suit is sort of the same, apart from all your waistcoats are different, and your ties, which match the waistcoats. So like Celine's is, you got the skin, you got the snake skin. Alex's seems to be made out of sort of some like black, it's like silk, and it has you still, as you can see, what looks to be sort of was it the Islamic the floral designs going like down it and silver. Sandy's is just like a it's sort of like a red, like a red velvet. and then who's the other character? Aldon's sort of looks like it's sort of like a silvery grey with sort of like white, sort of like it sort of reminds you of what like a wolf's fur, but like it's not fur. It's just the same sort of pattern, and it's also like velvety. And all the ghouls and Matt are just
Nice,
they just have just black vests on, and both Aubrey and Alex's ghoul are just wearing sort of red gowns.
Huh.
Strange.
I would say I would join them for breakfast, but not in public.
Yep.
I think I would probably pull up a chair and see if I could talk to Aubrey briefly.
Oh yeah, you pull up and yeah, they're eating quite a like a very iron heavy meal, to say the least. It's like lots of like red meats, beans. You could probably guess why. Usually ghouls would need that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And they probably smell good as well, and I'm quite hungry.
Yeah. Although you do have Humanity 9. You can eat a nice bloody steak.
I do, yeah, but...
I don't think it actually quenches your hunger,
Okay.
but...
No. No. Okay, so what I want to ask Aubrey is, and I don't think he'd like beat around the bush. I think he'd just get straight to it. Just
Yeah.
like that tree in the back of the bar. Was it still there after the sun came up?
She sort of she shakes her head and goes, kind of. The leaf sort of went a very bright red and sort of burnt away, but the trunk is still there.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. That's helpful. Thank you. And I will get up and wander away again.
Okay, yeah, you get up and you start wandering away, and Alex sort of walks up to, he's sort of carrying a bunch of very large wine glasses filled with, which is obviously blood, and he sort of like offers you each one. He like holds out his hands. Yes. He says very good at carrying them, despite their size.
Where did this come from?
Oh, there's always blood bags in the freezer. I know you guys can handle it, well, more than I can now, unfortunately. That just happens when the blood gets older. But for you guys, yeah, you should be fine on just some bagged blood.
Slip. I take a drink.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, you'll clench one hunger.
Nice.
I'll do a little sort of mental maths for a moment, and then I'll probably drink it. I figure if it's bagged, that's probably not bad.
No, it's.
I mean, you can just steal it straight from a blood bank.
Yeah, you can. You can have bagged blood when your blood potency is, I think, less than 3. Same thing with animals.
Oh yeah, no. It's not that. It's the I think Salim would be trying to work out whether I think he'd take a minute trying to work out whether it breaks his ideas about consent. But it came from a bag, so. Yeah, I think he'd end up concluding that bag is grey area and probably okay.
Get your back on like wait.
Consensualist for the win.
I did not say my boy was smart.
I mean, he's smarter than everyone else, apparently.
Yep.
Yeah. What we all aim for with characters is that thing that Sokka from Avatar: The Last Airbender could do, where you take an idiot ball and a genius ball and you juggle.
that's good.
It depends on your company, because yeah, Sokka and Avatar are a great example, because when Aang and Sokka are together, they share a collective 2 brain cells. But apart from each other, they're terrifying forces of nature in their own respects. You just don't put them in the same room.
Yeah. Okay, so is that enough for 1 hunger?
Yeah, that's enough for 1 hunger.
One.
Okay. Thank you.
It's better than well, it's better than going to Elysium starving.
Oh, we're going to Elysium.
Well,
Yeah, why do you think you have
that
suits for?
explains why we've been scrubbed up.
Gotta be
Now-
honest, I thought we didn't look up the part for the Luminous, but we're into Elysium, I guess we better be looking at the part.
Yep, we still have a couple of owls to kill, and he sort of pulls you guys aside. He pulls Salim aside and he's like, "All right, we're gonna go get those 2 items. I think they will be helpful in the future."
Yeah.
So he walks in and he goes back. He moves the bed aside, and then he just you can't see the items, but then he literally just picks them up, and then he just lifts it up, and then they appear again. He simply just made them go invisible.
Does my jacket come back with them?
Yes, your jacket does come back. Yeah, and then he's just like, "Well, we'll leave this for later." And he throws your jacket like on the armchair. He's like, "I don't know what to do with this doll. This is a little more helpful. You said it had some strange aura to it. I'm guessing that's related to your Auspex."
I shrug. I guess so. I haven't seen anything like it before, but I haven't dealt with ghosts before, so.
Yeah. All right. He's like, "Okay,
So,
well then," and
What exactly am I?
Oh, sorry.
Storyteller, what exactly am I seeing on them? Because
It's
I'd
sort of
probably describe it to him.
Yeah. Okay. It's sort of how would I describe it? You sort of see like a silvery smoke sort of mist, sort of coming off them,
Okay.
almost like they're slightly on fire. Yes, like a ghostly fire.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'd describe that. I'd say it's like there's some kind of smoke coming out of them, but it's not really there. It's not real. It like auras, and I just gesture with my hands.
Yeah.
But it's around both of them.
Okay. He
I
sort of
don't
looks
know
at
whether
them.
that means they're the same. I don't know whether it means they're the same kind of thing.
Well, when it comes to lupines, you can never know, but they do have variety. From what I've learnt from them, is they do have a connection to spirits. So the fact that these have some form of spiritual resonance is probably important. I'm not an expert on spirits by any means, and I don't really know anyone who is, unfortunately. But do you have any way of defending yourself currently in a fight?
So Salim is gonna just sort of look down over this new suit that he's got, which there's nothing in the pockets, and look up again and be like, and smile and be like, "My wit and charming personality."
All right, unfortunately, going to need a little more than that, and then he flips the gun over and hands it to you.
Pretty sure I already gave him my pistol. Sorry, Celine my pistol, him.
Oh yeah.
So I had a
Actually,
pistol that I
yeah,
gave to you.
Yeah, you're right. You did mention that. Sorry, I'd forgotten that.
Because I noted that on my character sheet, so I was
Yeah,
like, I
sorry,
don't have
you did.
pistol anymore. That's right. Oh, excuse me. Sorry.
All right. Well, you put.
You did. So,
Yeah, you pull out your little pea shooter.
sorry.
Sorry. This latency's all right.
There's this.
So it seems to be like a. Is it like it's like a 15-second latency almost? It's quite bad, isn't it? Let's see.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like 5 seconds.
It's
Okay.
more like a 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's like 5 seconds, I think. Yeah, I just counted because I just spoke, and it's like okay, so that counts seconds. So they're like 5-second latency. But yeah, so you have the little pea shooter, and you go, and he just goes, well, this seems a little more beefy, so you may want to switch it out for this. I'll see if we can find some bullets for it out back.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the weird smoking spirit gun.
It's like, well,
That is what I'm going to describe it as
Yeah.
on my character sheet.
it's like, well, hopefully the weird spirit gun has a little more of effect than a regular gun because, well, that may be helpful for tonight. So we'll gather everybody. I guess I'll hold on to this, and he just sort of keeps the doll for himself. I try to figure out something with what it does. Alright, so we all got to... well, we'll go back out and I'll give you all a briefing together alongside all our goals here. Okay. I think the latency's a little longer there. Hello?
Mhm.
Okay, there we go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
right, first one.
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Alright, so yeah, you guys all sort of go back out. You'll sort of take up the some tables all together, I'm guessing.
Yeah, makes sense.
How long did this whole thing take? Because like I was planning on grabbing a phone.
And he's just like, don't worry about that. I guess we can send somebody to get a burner phone for you later, but right now we're about to go up to the prince's penthouse. There we'll be meeting. Well, we'll be meeting up with the seneschal and the harpy, and well, you're going to be on your best behaviour, more or less. The Primogen Council is likely going to show. Yeah, the Primogen Council is likely going to show up. Although some of the members are less reliable than others, so hard to know.
Should Matt be coming to this? Question mark.
Well, they all assume he's one of your goals.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So he basically, yeah, as you're standing there, he gives you a quick rundown. Basically, the general gist of what's going on is obviously the Second Inquisition hit the home of the sheriff, which is not good. And on top of that, obviously you've had numerous more high-ranking Canaanites, oh no, not Canaanites, what's the word? Kindred, who have been disappearing and obviously getting turned into trees. Obviously, they had 2 confirmed cases, but there's around 5 Kindred who have disappeared. One of them being the Gangrel Primogen. So that's pretty important there.
Gangrel, what, sorry?
Primogen. So basically like the head of the de facto head of the clan, who you haven't met any of your Primogens yet. Obviously, you're
Okay.
rather young. So yeah, everyone's going to meet up to figure out how to, 1, deal with Second Inquisition, 2, how to deal with the recent Bahari cult. Bahari are normally connected to vampires with a secondary connection to mages, so likely there is a high-powered kindred involved. How powerful is the question that needs to be asked and answered. The quick rundown is the Seneschal is a Ventru, as they usually are, and he's a power-hungry asshole, as they are. Pretty straightforward. The Harpy is a Malkavian, who is very good at their job. They take it seriously. They are very, very, very focused on their job, and sort of to the detriment of all else, which sort of also makes them reliable as a neutral ground, as they do almost everything they can to avoid any other sort of politicking. And the prince is due to return. The prince is rather lenient, almost taking a liaison-faire approach. They were on very good terms with the anarchs, and with the surviving anarchs, they're still on very good terms with them, which is rather odd since the anarchs pretty much everywhere else have gone back into being a rebellion, whereas here they are also just like the disobedient children, which they used to be like in the 90s. Which just sort of shows how good the prince has been at actually managing everything. Like, obviously, the position of Scourge isn't currently implemented. The prince, I should say, the prince is a Toreador as well. It's with their clan, and yeah, they seem relatively good at doing their job. They have most people happy. But before the gang repression got killed, they weren't very happy. The Samichi have there's a Samichi, there's 3 Samichi currently in the Camarilla. They are more bloodthirsty than most of the others. The Bruja, they're always pissed off. And yeah, the Nosferatu are sort of detached. They sort of just come out of hiding every so often to do something, and then they disappear again. So no one knows if they're actually going to show up.
Yeah.
Alright. So yeah, do you have any questions on who you're potentially meeting as well? Any other questions you want to know?
Since we haven't done it before, I would say no.
Yeah, just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Alright, cool.
I do have one question.
Yes.
With can I roll a cult to see if I can think of a way they might have been creating these trees? I know they're making them out of vampires, but what powers they might actually be using?
Yep, yeah, you can do a roll for that. So that'll just be cult plus intelligence.
Cool. 2 successes.
2 successes. Well, from what you can figure, there probably is some form of blood sorcery. Beyond that, it's so... The logistics of turning someone to a tree is just completely beyond you. You can only think of the obvious. It's probably some type of blood sorcery. There may be some oblivion ceremony involved, but you couldn't pinpoint anything. It's just bizarre in general.
Yeah.
Alright, so everyone heads on up to the... Well, you basically head down. You all jump into basically a limousine together. There's a second limousine with all the ghouls in it. You drive for like 2 minutes, and then you'll get out and you're already at the Elysium. So the harpy's name is that's not a girl's name. Okay, it's meant to be Ian Rendell. I think I said it was a her, but no, it's meant to be a he. Sorry. So you head on up to Elysium. I looked that up. And then once you get to the top, there's basically a group of a fairly sizable number of vampires here. You see it's probably around 12, and then it's almost in, and like everyone else is pretty much equal. You can tell who's the kindred and who's the ghouls, because all ghouls are dressed exactly the same. The men are wearing, they all have the black suits with the black waistcoats and black ties, and then just a white shirt, and then the women are all in the same red gown. The men, for the vampire, or the kindred, most of them they're all sort of more, I guess, everyone's sort of dressed differently. The Samitsi obviously stands out. It's a... where am I? Just got to her description. Where was she? Oh, down here. Okay. What? I thought there was another one. That's really... Oh, there we are. There we go. Unknown age. Yeah, so you see a sort of... The Samichi's kind of obvious being a Samichi. They've used this issue to turn themselves into basically a walking monstrosity. They sort of have almost taken on what looks to be like a motif of like a moth. So they have sort of like that hairy face. They have like their eyes are connected to antennas. Instead of ears, they have like what looks like giant moth wings. They're wearing almost like something you would expect from like Alice in Wonderland style dress, where it's just big puffy, lots of petticoats, everything's like over the top. Easiest way to describe there's another one who stands out appears to be the new Gangrel Primogen. For some reason they're here and they're talking to a Nosferatu. He's wearing basically what you would expect like an outdoorsman to wear. Pretty stereotypical for the Gangrel. He didn't care the fact that he was going to Elysium. He just sort of putting on his best meant putting on like his best hunting clothes. The Nosferatu is dressed absolutely to the nines. Like he went above and beyond. He's wearing like a proper like penguin suit. He's got a top hat on. He's got like a big monocle. He has like lots of like jewelry hanging off him. Like he seems like obviously he's making up for his natural deformities with being as extravagant as possible. And off to the end, you can see who is probably the harpy Ian, who's wearing almost like a half mask that covers the left side of his face, which is in almost like a massive like Joker grin on it. And yeah, he's sort of standing at the back. He's also wearing sort of like almost looks like a Victorian era like circus owner. I can't remember their names, what they're called, but he sort of looks like one of those. He's got like a red, his suit top's red, his pants are white and black stripes. He's holding a cane. And
Ringmaster?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so yeah, he's still standing there and he's watching over everything. And exactly opposite to him is the lady you assume to be the seneschal. She looks very young, like 15 years old. She's wearing a suit instead of a gown like most of the other women, and she has like a pencil skirt on, stockings and so on. So she looks more like a young girl trying to be a businesswoman. And they're staring daggers at each other. Right. Hello.
I'm kind of just like standing there, keep my mouth shut, don't say something dumb.
Fair enough.
Has anyone noticed us yet?
Not yet. Oh, look, there we go. Not yet. Sorry, did you hear me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I did. I'm just wondering what to do because I don't think Salim feels confident enough around these kindred to make the first approach, I guess.
Yeah. So you're saying there.
I think all of us are going with the strategy of if we keep our mouths shut, then we can't be stupid.
Yep, that's exactly the plan.
I'm sticking beside Alex. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I think I would stick with Alex.
Yeah, as you also stand there, you also stand there. He sort of scans the room, and he just goes. He goes. You see the back left over in that corner. He just points up to the obviously the back left corner, and he sort of nods over his head. So those two, you see that 20-year-old girl over there, and the with the one with the red hair, and then the other girl there with the black hair, sort of wearing a fur coat. You can see them. Those two are also new kindred, so to speak. They are. I think that girl, the red hair, was only turned a month ago, and the other one has only been one of us for about 6 months. I want you guys to go over there and make a first impression. I want to. I actually want their sire's approval, so to speak. And I think the easiest way will be for my wards to get on with their childer, if you catch my drift.
So, just a out of character question.
Yes.
Who's our face?
That's Kit.
Yes, what? Whoa, what? What? Yes, what? Yes, what?
I have 2 points in charisma and 0 interaction skills. I'm just I'm deadpan pretty much. That's why I keep my mouth shut. Does Salim have any charisma skills?
I have 2 in charisma and 3 in manipulation. But a lot of my strength is more like willpower. I have a pretty good persuasion score. I've got 3 in persuasion.
That's probably going to be helpful. And what does Sandy have?
3, 2, and oh yeah. Does that work on Kindred?
Yeah, So long as they're
Yeah.
equal or higher generation. If they're lower generation, they get a buff depending on the difference.
Well, I guess.
Because I know Encroachment has like a weird mechanic against vampires.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's useful for this. Whatever this is what's about to happen.
I think the general rule is that any powers you have, you can use on vampires. It's just that it's much more difficult.
Yeah, this is general. Also, in Elysium, using any very obvious powers is well, it's a breach of Elysium. So if you just randomly start using dominate on people without like being the prince or something, you can't get away with it.
Oh, I would imagine so. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I feel like what we're doing here is we're doing that kind of awkward prom thing.
Yeah.
We're all standing off to one side in our suits, looking at these girls in dresses and just like elbowing each other a little bit.
Oh thank God.
Like, come on,
So
mate, you go
it's-
first. No, you go first.
It's us three gents, and we need to go make a good impression on two new kindred. That being said, one of those kindred is older than us in terms of kindred.
Yeah. Oh, then you
Because
two.
we're only like a couple months old.
Yeah. What
Older than you guys. I'm a little older than you two.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know what your background is. Well, if you're the oldest, then off you go. You dug that hole yourself.
I just have
All
this
let's
kind
go
of
into
mental
class.
image now of you just like shoving him forward slightly and him just looking like deer
It's
in
a on the
headlights.
back. Off you go.
Like, you know that gif with the, sort of trying to do math thing, just like
Oh
that
yeah,
pained
just
expression,
calculating all
like
the numbers.
yeah, like that, but how do you talk to women?
Okay, so seeing
Yeah.
Salim's immediate distress,
You're gonna show.
I'll go forward, and I'll just say a simple, "Greetings, I'm one of Alex's wards. I was told you're a recent kindred as well. It's a pleasure."
The girl who looks to
I'm
be
Pillow.
first wearing
I'm
furs.
Pillow.
You realize she's not wearing furs, she's wearing a pelt. And she sort of looks at you and then she goes, you're the mutts, eh?
Well, that's been rude.
Colleen would laugh at that.
I'm gonna,
And then nod and agree, like not speaking for the others. He'd just be like, I don't know
The one
about
and
that,
only
but
ma'am.
yeah, that sounds about right for me.
the one and only man.
Tell you, but
She
say
sort of-
something,
she,
like,
tilts her head back a bit.
pointing out the cheese to one way. Out.
She tilts her head back and she just laughs and then she just slaps you on the shoulder and goes, well, at least you can laugh at yourselves.
Good
What's the
life
unlife without a
skill.
bit of humor, eh? Sorry, what was that, Jackie?
I just said, it's a good life skill.
Yeah.
That it is. Well, a life played joke on some of us worse than others. I mean, look at those guys over there. She sort of points over to the small assortment of thin bloods who were mixing with the Nosferatu. They got fucked over. Although I guess you lot were one of them until recently, weren't you? Well, but not for very long, apparently, from what I heard.
Sorry to self, my lady, but
Yeah,
It
she's
was a
saying my
short
lady, she
experience.
laughs at...
and with a better forward, I guess.
As you call her my lady, she laughs and she goes, I ain't no fucking lady.
So I can drop the politeness then?
Absolutely.
That
I'd much
makes
prefer
sense,
it. Yeah,
Excellent.
and the other girl there, she's, as you know,
That
you
was
look
taking its toll on me. Good to know I can drop it.
yeah, she holds her hand up. Name's Lucy, what about you?
I'll shake her hand and I'll be like, my name's Eldon.
Yeah.
My friend Sarah, Salim, Sandy.
As you, shake, instead of, shaking your hand, she's sort of, pulls you in and then, smashes you on the back with her hand, like a foot thump on the side, she's, pulls you in. You get it? So, yeah.
Like a big old bro hug kind
yeah,
of thing.
she literally just bro hugs you.
I'll return in kind once I realise what's going on.
Yeah. It goes, we should probably get to know each other given the fact that we
just
share a
looking
clan.
slightly shell-shocked over here.
Yeah. It's given the fact that we share a clan, I think we should get to know each other. You should come up to the mountain
Sounds good to me.
sometime. There's lots of fun
I'll
up
be
there.
honest. I was just about to say it. I mean, I didn't meet the clan properly.
There's only 3 of us. Me, the new Primogen / my sire over there, and then there's another one who I barely ever see, but they're out there somewhere. Anyway, we haven't introduced
Well,
you to
I
my
guess I'll
other
just have
friend.
to come get myself acquainted with everything.
We haven't introduced. I guess you should meet the other new kid on the block. She's only like a few days, is it? And she sort of like looks around for the red-headed chick, and she you see her. She's sort of wearing a sort of it's like a knee cut dress. She has like a couple of petticoats, so like it's a little more puffy. And then she's sort of you realize it's essentially like a stereotypical French maid outfit, but it's like coloured. It's like a light baby blue with like fucking like a ghastly sort of golden lace over the top. And then she sort of turns around and you realize she has like cat ears, and she just like looks at you and she's like, "Hey." She sort of walks over to you.
I have many questions that I keep to myself.
Yes. And it's like this one here is the Vetri Primogen's not Vetri, the Savici's Primogen's kid. She's instead of making herself look like a horrible monster, she instead went for this look here, which is I'm not sure if it's better or worse. And then the Samichi child sort of punches her in the stomach, and it goes, "Hey, no need for that."
Salim is going to smile politely as these cultural references just fly over his head, like just whistling past over his head.
I'm really confused now.
That's kind of the general consensus here. Just smile and agree. Smile and wave,
Yeah,
boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah. So anyway,
Well, I'm waiting to see what the other person's reaction to being hit is.
she sort of just takes
If
it.
they're
She
part of my
doesn't.
clan, I'm
She
probably gonna
doesn't.
take their side.
She doesn't flinch at all, and then she just like returns the punch, and then the Samitsu sort of like buckles over. And then she sort of like goes up and says, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Chuckle.
I shouldn't have done that." Anyway, the name's Bell.
You need to think twice in places like this.
Yeah, I
don't. This is Sandy and Saloon.
Yeah, I don't really know how to interact with everyone else, but I try my best. I try to be a cultural chameleon, so to speak. But your clan is a little rough around the edges, so to speak. Not that I have anything against that, but
Normally
yeah.
you start with a hello.
Yes. So sorry. Hello. Yes.
But hey, if you want to start with that, then we'll do the same.
No, I think getting punched. Well, like that's like the 4th time today. I think that's enough now. I don't need two of you
Take a
beating on
handshake
me.
and do it, and I'll reach my hand out to give it.
Yeah, she just sort of like takes it like sort of meekly, and then just like shakes your hand, and then she like reach her hand out for the Salim and Sandy as well.
I hesitate a moment, but I do take it and shake their hands.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. So you were actually points at Sandy. I know you're a Torador, weren't you? One of the Roses type.
Well, it's if that's what everyone calls it.
Yeah, you. I mean, you seem a little more awkward than most of your clan, and then she like points over to like the other side of the room where you have like there's like a couple of Torador sitting there, just arguing over some random painting that's sitting in the on the wall. And then she.
Sandy, go argue with them over fine art. Definitely up your alley.
Yeah, and then she looks at Salim and goes, "And you are a complete mystery."
You.
What was that?
Thank you. Grant.
So what'd you say at the end, sorry? You said thank you and then something.
Shukran. Yeah, shukran. It means thank you.
Oh, right, okay, sorry. I was like, I couldn't figure out what the hell you're saying, so yeah, sorry.
Bilingual.
She saw that, goes, okay, yep. She has no idea what you said either, but she takes it as something good. Giving a tone, and she's just like, alright, well, Sorry. So what are you gonna say, Becky? Or Salim, I should say.
I think Celine would elaborate a little bit. Just say, I'm new in the city. I just came back from the Middle East.
Yes,
I just leave it at that and see what they.
Oh yeah, we know you. I already knew that you're from the Ashera. But everything else about you is pretty mysterious. I'm assuming you're not being swarmed. I'm surprised you're not being swarmed right now by everyone else. But I think they're all too busy doing their own thing.
Probably not that interested in us young ones.
Yeah, that seems to be the case. Yeah. Right. And as you're doing this, Alex's ghoul sort of appears next to you, and she goes, "The prince will be here shortly. Everyone just sort of stands. All of you stand to the side of the room and bow when I say so." And at
Yes,
that
ma'am.
and at that cue, Bella and Lucy sort of run off to stand next to their sires, and then and then a few minutes later, the prince walks in. Prince Elizabeth is her name. She walks in. She's sort of, unlike everyone else, she's dressed sort of in like a semi-casual outfit, where she's wearing like a nice blouse with like a suit jacket over it, but she's wearing like jeans with sort of more sensible heels, and she sort of waltzes on in, not really giving a shit that everyone else is there, and then she sort of goes over and stands, walks up to Alex. They talk briefly, and she walks over to Ian, talks to them, and then goes to Catherine, who's the seneschal, and talks to her briefly as well. And then they all sort of walk together. They stand next to each other at the end of the room, and then she just goes, "So, we are currently under attack. As you are no doubt aware, the Second Inquisition is making its moves in this town. I was hoping we had flown under their radar. Unfortunately, that seems to not be the case. So, I was currently out of town. We will be talking to the Archon. We will be implementing a no technology policy like most of the other cities across the world. So, and as she says that the Nosferatu Primogen just sort of he sort of stands up, Mostraine, and goes, "What? We can't do that. We need that." And she sort of just sighs and goes, "Yes, I'm aware of your predicament. We'll work out something later, but let me finish my announcement first. As I was saying, we're going to be going into a technological blackout at the moment. So any computers, phones you must not store any information regarding Kindred. We will not be communicating each other through them. We'll have to be doing it a more old-fashioned way of sending messages, either hand-delivered via ghouls or ghouled animals, whichever way works, or any other method, whether it be blood sorcery or anything else you can think of. But we will not be using any form of information sharing that can be intercepted by the Second Inquisition. On the second part of it, we have been dealing with a group of Bahari cultists who are turning us into trees. Unfortunately, they're obviously aware of our nature. We can be safe to assume that at least one of these cult members is one of our kind. Their generation, their clan, and everything else about them is completely unknown. We do not know where they're operating out of. All we know is that they are capable of communicating with spirits, which at the very least could mean they're a Hecata as they're unknown, or it could mean that they are simply well versed in the disciplines of necromancy. Until we can safely identify them and eliminate them, we will be only operating in groups from now on. Do not avoid at all costs going out by yourself, since so far they've been seemingly only targeting individuals by themselves. And after the announcement goes, I will be taking petitions from anybody who wants them. And within the hour, please mingle amongst yourselves. I will be just communicating with the Primogen Council and the other high-ranking members of our organisation. I thank you for your patience with us, and we'll be back within the hour." And then they walk off to a sort of side meeting hall room.
And Alex is one of them, yeah?
Yeah, Alex is gone with them, yep.
So Alex has gone off into this meeting.
Yep.
Which clan is he moving on? Or is he just...
He's the sheriff.
Or is he just a strong vampire?
Yeah, he's the sheriff.
Okay.
So he's a high-ranking member.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the sheriff would be like twice a day.
Yeah.
That Judge Dredd thing, I am the law.
Pretty much, yeah. It's a natural fit for sheriff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess
So-
everybody eventually starts talking to each other once again. And Lucy sort of pops up next to Eldon. She goes, "Hey, you want to go up to the boxing ring and watch a couple of the fights? I believe the Bruhare are busy fighting each other, as they normally do."
Sounds good to me.
Right. And she looks at the other two. "Are you two going to join as well?"
Someone go off here.
Yeah, sure. Give me a minute, and I'll try and to grab Sandy and like take him to one side, just briefly.
Yep. Sandy and Drake off. How do you deal with this?
So if I can take.
I just let myself be dragged away.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I've got him a little bit of distance from the others, I'm gonna say, what was the name of that woman when we were in the botanic garden? The Not the one we talked to, not the one they hurt. The one we were afraid of.
Speaking of Martha.
Right.
Martha.
Did we tell Alex her name? Because I can't remember if we did. And you're the one who found it out. I feel like you should get credit for that. Might be helpful.
I guess we haven't. Yeah, I guess we haven't told Alex about. Wait, yes. Okay, that makes sense. We haven't told Alex about the whole botanical garden and Martha. Yeah, I guess that slipped our mind.
Well, there was a lot going on. And I'm gonna
Like, I didn't know it was gonna be this important, but holy crap, yeah. Like I said, now that we think about it, it's really important.
Yeah, exactly. Better to tell them sooner than later.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find his let's call it.
Let's go.
So yeah, I think rogue bloody goal, yeah.
You find her. She's sort of standing by the door to the meeting room. There, all the girls for the Prefecture Council, Prince and others, sitting there. They're all just waiting for in case someone comes out and needs something. So you find her rather easily.
Yep. Like I tried to wave at her, trying to get her attention.
Yeah, you sort of like stand sort of in front of her, like behind the other girls, and you sort of waving at her, and she just sort of looks at you, and she sort of gets up and walks over, and she goes, "Yeah."
We just remembered something.
And it must have slipped our mind, and it's really important that Alex knows about it.
All right. Well, you tell me, and I'll determine how important it is. But I can't sort of just go barging on in there. And I said it's really, really important.
So we happened, yeah, obviously. So we happened to go exploring, and we happened to, let's say, stumble upon an event in the botanical garden, which might have been related to the whole magical tree people thing.
Okay.
Here was showing me around, and we went to the botanical garden, and it occurred to me later that the woman who was part of the Bahari cult, who was at the bar, the one that was injured, that we talked to, we saw her in that botanical garden.
And she sort of nods and goes, "Okay. I mean, that's good to know, but Bahari generally do like gardens, so that makes sense to me. It's not really important enough for me just to barge in there for that. Is there anything else?"
Andy got a name. Sandy got a name out of her. Someone she thought was important. And I gestured to Sandy.
Yeah, she was speaking about a woman named Martha.
It doesn't ring any bells. How was she speaking to her about her? I guess.
Like he was, I would say, very kind of. She sounded like the head honcho kind of thing.
Okay. Did you get to see this Martha?
No, don't think so.
Do you want to do an intelligence plus wits for a memory check?
Both of us.
Yeah, it's both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll just plus wits.
Okay, so Sandy doesn't remember shit. Celine, on the other hand, Celine remembers that you did actually get to see her. She was a middle-aged woman with black hair, and she had a strict grey down the side.
So I said briefly, middle-aged, black hair, grey here, and I'll move my hands well, over my hat, but in the area where the grey would be.
Yeah.
If she's white, I'd add that. Like I'd add her.
Oh yeah. She's
what I assumed her race was as well.
She sort of looked Mediterranean. She sort of like, not like she looked Mediterranean was the easiest way to say it to that. And she sort of nods and goes, "Okay, that I'll see if I can find something out about that, but I think that could be important for them to know. Thanks for bringing this to my attention. I don't think I ever gave you my name either. It's my name's Mayor.
No.
The name's Mayor anyway."
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
And she sort of nods. Alright, well, I'll get back to it then. You guys just enjoy yourselves, mingle around a bit. Try not to make enemies. We don't need any more of those.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, and do you guys get up to the roof, to the boxing arena?
Nice. So,
All right. Well, while you do that, we'll jump over to Lucy and Eldon. Yeah.
Boxing match.
Yeah. You guys. You just sit out there. There's actually a decent number of Bruja. Some of them are in the camera. Most of them actually part of the Anarchs. But given the recent Anarch pretty much annihilation, they sort of more so come running. All the contributors have come running together to more formally work together. Given the fact that seems to be three forces at play trying to kill you all. And yeah, they're just basically just going through boxing each other, or haggling each other. There's a couple of other figures sort of sitting apart. One of them is Belgi, sort of standing off the side talking to a. Well, he looks to be in his late 20s, but you never know with these guys. And he seems to be explaining what's going on to her, and she seems to be listening rather intently. Lucy is just having a blast, constantly just shouting out, egging on whoever basically is just fighting, and she just picks whoever she likes, sort of based of really arbitrary characteristics. Like,
Put a bit on.
yeah, basically, yeah, she's like putting bets on them, all that stuff. But she seems to be having quite a lot of fun. And eventually, she will run through the fight. She turns to you and goes, "So, what's the most dangerous thing you're killed? I got to kill a bear yesterday. That was fucking fun." And you say that, and she's like, "What? Bullshit."
I had help. Wasn't by
Do you want to do a charisma plus persuasion, which is what, 1 die or 2 die?
So charisma plus persuasion, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming it's gonna be like
Where's
2
my
die.
persuasion? I'll get 2 points to persuasion.
Oh, that's actually pretty good. So you have 4 die.
We'll probably reroll this.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you rerolled the fails.
Stop it. Hey!
Oh, that's good. Okay, so you
It's 2 kids.
Yeah, you credit. Yeah, so she sits there and she goes, "No way. How did you fucking do it? I'd only just run away from those fuckers."
Long story short, didn't have the choice to run, so a friend of mine and I kind of teamed up on it. Turned out it was enough to take it down. He got his hand right into the gut of the beast, and then I tore it in half.
Fuck. Man, this is one hell of a friend. You gotta introduce me sometime.
He's a bit shy, but I'll see what I can arrange.
Yeah, fuck. Shit, is he one of us?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. We are the best
He's a
clan
friend
after
of
all.
ours. Oh, I thought you meant kindred, not just clan. So I'll just say yes.
Yeah, she's actually going to assume that.
I was like, close enough.
Yeah, close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah. He should probably introduce himself to Elysium sometime, but fuck it. Most of us just hang out in the woods. There's a bunch of thinnies out there too.
He's very much like that.
Yeah.
He's not a fan of, how to put it, meet and greets.
Oh, he'll fit right in home up in the mountains. You should come up sometime. You could go hunting a bear. I love hunting bears.
Sounds good to me.
Yep. Yeah, no.
Wait, actually,
Sorry.
quick out of character question.
Yeah.
Because I've got that, like, you can make an animalism, because I've been thinking about the powers here. I got the bond familis.
Yes.
Can I bond a bear?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how helpful that would be.
I
Apart
mean,
from it being a bear.
yeah, apart from being a fucking bear. Yeah. There's quite a few disciplines. Like, I know there's a fortitude discipline that you can share, and a protein one that you can share with your ghouls. It's like one of those combined disciplines. But yeah.
The protein one that you can share with ghouls.
I think there is. Not protein, sorry, the other one. The punchy one. Potence. Sorry. Well, I mean, you could protein if you get a
Potence,
vicissitude. But that's more of a Samichi thing. Yeah, and as you're sort of saying there,
Yeah.
It's
around
one of
this
those ones that requires dominate as well.
yeah, you need 2 points in dominate. Yeah.
Right.
It's what are they called? Anagram towers or something? I can't remember.
Amalgam.
Amalgam. That's
Amalgam, yeah.
Amalgam. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah, and around this moment, Sandy and Celine walk back up. They come up the elevator, and yeah, you can sort of stay on the stand, so you can see thingy, Lucy and Aldon. And then as you come up off to this, immediately off to your left, you see Belle and someone else talking.
Hold on, my rabbit decided it doesn't like a curtain. What are you
Yeah.
doing back here? Get out of here. You were so good for the whole day, and now you choose violence.
That's though, isn't it?
It's pets in general, but rabbits are just agents of chaos. You think rabbits like cute and cuddly and fluffy? I've seen rabbits put holes in drywall. They are committed. And right now she's committed to destroying this curtain. What are you doing? I mean, well, his head said it's all it wasn't obvious.
Yeah, I think that was the case.
Get out of there. Skip. That's what you get. You're back in your cage now. You chose this.
Is she going to be the
Those
stink
dice.
eye?
Alright,
Yeah.
so where were we?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So Jackie and Salim and Sandy come up the elevator. Immediately to your left, you see Bell and some other fella talking. He seems to be doing most of the talking. He's like pointing at the fights and just talking. He's obviously talking about something to do with them. And off onto the benches, you can see Eldon and Lucy, and they seem to be talking to each other. And she seems to be constantly sort of playfully hitting Eldon as they talk. And if it wasn't obvious, now it's very obvious that she's very physical.
I'm gonna look at Sandy and see where he wants to go.
I'm gonna go towards Alden.
Yeah.
Rescue mission. Yeah, I'm gonna follow Sandy.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, yeah, so you're all back up on the benches. And as you come up, come up next to sort of Lucy. She's Eldon's more in the middle. Lucy's on the side, and as you approach up, she's just like, hey, look at this side of the show. And as you walk past her, well, she sort of like punches you each in the gut.
A playful punch, or like a
Yeah,
really
playful
lean
punch.
into it?
Playful punch.
Phew.
Yeah, not like what Bell wants me to Bell.
No.
Hopefully not in, my one remaining aggravated wound.
No.
I have 2. No. I have like 3 something left. So like, oh man.
Yeah, so you're all up here now.
Right.
And all the Bruja seem to be having a blast beating the shit out of each other. And eventually one of them sort of stands up and he addresses everyone there and goes, all right. You look like you all have had some fun watching us, but does anyone in here want to take on the victor? Come on, anybody?
Resounding silence.
As they do that, as clear no one comes up,
I'm
you
shaking
know,
my head.
yeah, you notice next, all of a sudden behind him, the guy who was talking to Bell taps on the shoulder and he's like, "Oh, I'll take you on," and he goes, "Fuck you," and then they sort of get ready to fight, and the guy Bell was talking to, like, they sort of go in, and the brewer just goes in with like, oh shit, sorry, he goes in with like a few like heavy punches, and the other two sort of like swiftly sort of like dodges and weaves out the way. Then he just rapidly delivers like absolute flare blows, like you can't even see his arms moving. He just straight to the dude's face, and he just instantly takes him out. And then everyone's just like dead silence.
That's why I didn't put my hand up.
Yeah, it's like dead silence.
Yeah, it was fine.
And then one of the others go, all this from, it's like, and this guy's meant to be a fucking rose. We're fucking shameful. This guy's fucking fallen out. And then the other Bruja is just cussing there, just sort of walks up and he's just like kicking shit. He like causes like a fair bit of damage up there. And then that guy just gets off and starts talking to Belle again. And she seems thoroughly impressed by it.
So it was the guy talking to Bell just beat the crap out of the Bruja.
Yeah, the one who won the tournament.
Sounds like, yeah.
Yeah, so he walked up, beat the champion up, and then just walked off.
Yeah. And then another Bruja who was same ranks you got up and was all pissy because a Torador bit shit out of one of them.
Common, but let's go.
Yeah. And as you've seen that you've noticed that Lucy sort of jumped off and she's running over to talk to either Belle or the guy she was talking to. She was talking to. The guy who just took out the champion and fucked off.
So it was a Torador. Isn't that Sandy's clan?
Yes.
Yep.
When's yours the eye, Sandy? He's one of yours.
Maybe later.
Is it always like this?
Yep. Well, in these areas with this company it is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So what are you guys all going to do now?
And I'm kind of curious about the Nosferatu and how pissed off they were at the technology ban.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds interesting to me.
Are you
I'm
off?
guessing that's probably quite a way away from where we are now.
It's just, you just got to go back down one level to the main ball hall. You can talk to the Nosferatu if you want to.
Yeah, okay. I think Salim might like wander back down and do that.
Yeah.
Happy to let the other guys do whatever they want to do.
Yeah. What are you two doing?
Well, Alex wanted us to curry favor with these new kindreds, so I'm probably gonna go follow Lucy and talk to her about this OP turtle.
Yeah, as you jump out, everybody's sort of starting to head back down. The hour's almost up for the Prince and Council and so on to come out, and the Prince is going to take some petitions. As you do, you kind of run down, and you notice Lucy's sort of standing off the side, and she's holding an eagle on her finger, and she seems to be sort of talking to it.
Oh yeah, so that's our wonderfulness. How would you?
Yeah, and then after a while, do you sort of wait for her to finish talking to it, or you gonna interrupt her?
No, we'll just go. I'll just go.
Right, you're just gonna go back down.
May as well. It's not like I can just pry into her personal affairs.
Yeah. All right, so you leave her alone. You just head on down the stairs with everyone else. And Sandy, not Sandy, Celine, you're ran off to talk with the Nosferatu.
I just kind of want to ask them what the thing with the technology ban is.
Yeah. So obviously the previous something, but you go up. Most of the Nosferatu seem to be talking to different Thin Bloods. And looking at the number of Thin Bloods here, you realise that the total number of kindred is probably not counted correctly. Like you thought this was around 50 in the city, but given that there's probably at least 15 Thin Bloods here, you're thinking that Thin Bloods may not actually be represented in that count.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you go up, and there's a Nosferatu lady, Nosferatu lady sort of sitting, and she's talking to a couple of Thin Bloods, and you notice she's sort of done talking to them, and they sort of go off and mingle with a couple of others of their kind, and then she's just by herself, so you sort of slide on in there, and how do you introduce yourself?
Hi. I'm Celine. I'm new in this city.
She goes, yes. She sort of looks and goes, yes, I'm well aware. We know a lot. We know almost everything. And she holds out like her hand, just like sort of shake your hand, but it's like
yeah.
Yeah, she sort of like grabs your hand. It's like she's like an ironclad grip, and she sort of shakes it quite vigorously. And she goes, "Yes, I know more about you than you probably realize. So tell me, what brings a little cyclops like you all the way here?"
Yes. Oh, we're name calling already. That's lovely. The smile drops a bit, and I look a little bit more serious. The technology ban.
Yes.
That's gonna hurt you, isn't it?
Oh yes.
Well, if there's anything I can do to alleviate that, consider me at your service.
And what do you want in return?
Well, mostly I want what all Cyclops want. Not to get eaten.
she chuckles and she goes,
And
Noted. Well, I definitely didn't plan on it at any time soon, so I don't think eating you would help my condition out at all.
Anything it might look even worse, and I'm going to tap the point on my hat where the eye is going to be under.
Ah, yes.
Then I'm just going to say, anything you hear that might be a problem for me in that regard, I'd like to hear it.
Oh well, I can give you a little bit of information there. There is a Tremere secretly hiding out.
Is all I'm asking.
She's like, well, I'll give you this little piece of information for free. There is secretly a Tremere living under the city's library. They famously don't like your plan.
Of course there is.
I mean, they haven't introduced themselves to the prince, so let's just say they're sort of open game at the moment. And I would actually sort of
Well, thank you.
She's like, I'll be contacting you shortly.
I'll make as if to move away, and then I'll sort of remember and come back. I didn't catch your name.
Mrs. Ices.
Pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. Don't get to see one of yous very often.
Yeah, we're an endangered species.
All right. And with that, yeah, she sort of nods in agreement, and then one other Masquerade comes up to a younger-looking man, and a few thin bloods come up to her as well, and they start talking again. Right. Right. And okay, we'll jump back over to Eldon and Sandy. So, what did you do in the meantime?
We're just going back down to see. I
I thought it
was
was
waiting for Alex.
yes, we're really just waiting for like still the hour or whatever.
So you're not going to do anything in the few minutes before everything starts off?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so yeah, you guys
that's pretty much it.
yeah, you guys eventually find Matt, who's sort of sitting over with the other girls, and Aubrey's there as well, and you meet up, and then, yeah, and after that, then at some point, Selim will reapproach you, and join up with you, and yeah, everybody sort of lines up, they all stand in their sort of niches, little groups, and after a while, the Prison Council and the other members of the Camarilla come out of the meeting, and Alex walks over to you and goes, Alex walks over to you and goes, well, that was a bit of a shit show. The Nosferatu aren't too happy about this whole thing. Everyone else is in agreement, though. We do need to take a hard stance. We're pretty certain that they've been tracing our internet activity and phone calls and all that whatnot, which doesn't bode well for us in the short term, but hopefully we get used to it eventually. And yeah,
I'm sure we'll survive.
yeah. Well, I'm going to be moving out to the wharf, and I'll be staying out there at a warehouse there that I own. So I'm going to be turning that into my new haven, which is a little annoying because my little urban project was coming away nicely. And now we get to the boring part. We're going to be here for a couple of hours as everybody comes up with all their complaints. And yeah, with that, he sort of takes his place next to you, and for the next hour or so, nothing really interesting happens. There's numerous people who ask for, basically, they have complaints against other kindred. They're arguing over feeding grounds and whatnot. A few of them she just orders to fight it out, and whoever wins gets it. A few others she just will rule one way or the other, so on and so forth. Eventually, you notice Andrea. She comes out and she asks for the right to sire, which is granted. So she's one of her goals is going to be becoming a childer, so that's good for her. And coming close to the end, a new figure sort of appears, and she comes